To continue our discussion about injector head, here we will understand the working of injector drive circuit. Here we have a detailed injector drive circuit which is composed of the main injector circuit, that is how does the injector motors are being driven. Here we have injector motors, how does these injector motors are being driven, and how does the brake is being applied, and then their displacement adjustment. So all these systems are shown in this particular injector circuit. But to keep our understanding simple and step by step, we'll discuss first the main injector drive circuit, that how the injector motors are being driven. So here we have the simplified version, that is we have removed the extra details, the motor brake circuit and displacement circuit and other things. We have just taken the main drive circuit, that is how does the motors are being driven. Now we'll discuss this circuit. The injector circuit is made up of an in-hole side and an out-hole side. We can see that this injector circuit is composed of two hoses, that is the one hose is used for the in-hole direction and the other is being used for out-hole direction. That is when we have to run the coil tubing inside the hole, we'll select the direction of the fluid from the control cabin, that is fluid will flow through this hose. And if we want to pull the coil tubing pipe out of the hole, that is we want the out-hole direction, then we'll adjust the knob from the control cabin and hydraulic fluid will start flowing through this hose, and this hose will become as a return hose. Each side contains the same hydraulic components, with the hydraulic drive motor being the center point as shown below. Here if we make this motor as a center point, we can see that considering these motors as center points, the components are similar. For example, from this motor here we have disc brake, then planetary gear and then sprocket. On the other side we have counterbalance valve, filter and quick disconnect coupling. Similarly for the other motor, here we have this shaft, disc brake, planetary gear drive and then sprocket, and on this side we have counterbalance valve, filter and quick disconnect coupling. So if we just make these motors as our center points, we can see that the components are similar in both the motors, in both the sides of the injector. Flow pressure in the in-hole side of the injector motor rotates the chains in a down direction. The opposite true for the out-hole side. The chains rotate up to the out-of-hole direction. The point we have already discussed, that if fluid will flow through this hose and this hose will act as a return hose, then we will have the in-hole direction, and opposite true for the other side, that if this out-hole hose is acting as a drive hose and the in-hole is acting as a return hose, then we will have out-hole direction of the injector head. The hydraulic circuit is designed to control overrunning loads, as we had discussed in our previous tutorial about the counterbalance valve. That counterbalance valve is used to avoid the overrunning loads. In this injector circuit we have installed two counterbalance valves. So the purpose of these two counterbalance valves is to avoid the overrunning loads. The same point is mentioned over here, that this hydraulic circuit is designed to control overrunning loads. Overrunning loads are forces acting on the injector that try to mechanically drive the motor during pipe heavyweight in-hole and pipe lightweight out-hole direction. What does it mean? It means that when we are at greater depth, our coil tubing pipe will have a huge weight. Okay, so due to this weight, there will be a downward force which will be more than the driving speed of the motor. So in that particular scenario, we have to control the motion of the motor. To control the motion of the motor, we have installed these two counterbalance valves, that is to avoid the overrunning, to avoid the increase in the speed due to the weight of the coil tubing pipe. Hydraulic fluid enters through 1/4 inch or 1.5 inch quick disconnect. From this point, hydraulic fluid will enter and flows through a high pressure filter. Then it will pass through the filter. These filters eliminate contamination that may have entered through the quick disconnect. So the purpose of this filter is to remove any external particles which has been introduced in the hydraulic oil when we are connecting this coupling. After the fluid is filtered, it flows into a counterbalance valve that has a free flow check valve that allows the fluid to directly pass through the counterbalance valve in the opposite direction. When the fluid will pass through this filter, it will enter to this counterbalance valve, and in the counterbalance valve, as we have already discussed, that there is a free flow check valve. Through this free flow check valve, fluid will pass and will enter in the opposite direction of this counterbalance valve. After reaching at this point, fluid will be divided into two parts. The one part will provide drive to the one motor and the other part will provide the drive to the other motor. The point to notice over here is that we can see that the fluid is supplied in such a manner that the direction of the rotation of the motors will be opposite. Here we can see that this fluid is providing drive from the upper side, and to the other motor it is providing drive to the lower side, which will change the rotation. So it means that during running or pulling, our injector motors are rotating in opposite directions. The fluid flows through the counterbalance valve into hydraulic motors, we have already discussed. Fluid passes through the motor and enters the counterbalance valve CB2 on the opposite side. This time an internal check valve located in the counterbalance valve blocks the fluid path. So when fluid will enter in this motor, it will pass through this motor and will come at this point. Similarly, fluid will pass through this motor and will come at this point. Now when fluid will arrive at this point, it had to pass through this counterbalance valve, but inside the counterbalance valve, now the check valve is in opposite direction. This check valve will not allow the passage of the fluid through this counterbalance valve. So what I have to do to the fluid? Fluid have to take an other part which is operated depending upon the pilot pressure. So we need a particular pilot pressure. So what will happen when fluid will be blocked over here? Because the fluid is coming continuously, there will be the increase in pressure in this circuit. So, and here we can see that this line is also providing connection to this counterbalance valve. So when the pressure will increase, then at a preset value, approximately 500 psi, this counterbalance valve will be opened, and then this flow will start passing through this counterbalance valve and our motors will start rotating. This point is mentioned over here that the counterbalance valve is normally a closed valve, requires a pilot pressure, we have just discussed. Because the fluid cannot pass through this internal check valve, the system pressure rises. Because the fluid cannot pass through this check valve, so the pressure of this circuit will increase. Pressure of this circuit, okay, and pressure of this circuit will increase. A pressure signal from the opposite line increase is to modulate the valve to an open position sufficient to control runaway. So when pressure will increase in this circuit is connected to the counterbalance valve, then at a preset value of pressure, this counterbalance valve will be opened. In an overrunning load, the heavier pipe light, the load drives the motor. What will happen that when we will have overrunning situation, that is during pipe heavyweight or pipe lightweight, there will be a huge flow through this point. When there will be a huge flow, then pressure in the circuit will decrease because this motor will work as a pump. So when the pressure will decrease, again pressure in this line will decrease and this counterbalance valve will close again. This will cause the motor to act like a pump. In this mode, the inlet supply pressure falls off, caused by the motor drying or sucking in oil. This drop off in pressure will cause the counterbalance valve to close. The counterbalance valve closing causes the inlet pressure to build and reopen the counterbalance valve. This happens in milliseconds and the net result is a smooth controlled load movement. What does it mean? That when the pressure will decrease in this circuit, again when the pressure will decrease in this circuit, this counterbalance valve will be closed and again pressure will rise. This counterbalance valve will open again. So this process happens in milliseconds, and as a net result we are getting smooth motion of our injector motors. So that was the discussion about injector drive circuit. I am very much hopeful that you got understanding regarding what we have discussed. And if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.